So hair products can be really confusing if you watch a bunch of different hair channels, because typically you'll see different channels recommending different regimens or different tutorials and different hair products, and you end up buying maybe 4 to 5 products, and then you have no clue what order to apply them in, right? Maybe you have a shampoo, a conditioner, a leave-in conditioner, a hair mask, a hair oil, a hair serum, a curl cream, and you're just sitting there like, what order do I put these on in? Which ones do I rinse out? Which ones do I leave in? I'm so confused. There's way too many products to use. This can't all be good for my hair. So that's what this video is about. We're going to answer the seemingly simple question, what order do I apply hair products in? So really quickly, guys, if you're not a part of my Mannered Mains community, please come over and join. We're on Facebook, we're in the App Store, we're in the Google Play Store. It's called Mannered Mains on all of those platforms. It's the #1 community for men who are on their hair and beard growth journeys. We're almost at like 19,000 members now. It's crazy. And even more on the app. If you're not on social media, you can come join the community on the app by downloading the App Store Mannered Mains. Within the app, you can take a hair type quiz and figure out what your hair type is and check out what products everyone who shares your hair type is using. Let's use the example I gave above. Let's say you have a shampoo, a conditioner, a hair mask, a hair oil or a serum, a leave-in conditioner, and maybe you have curly hair, maybe you don't. I'm just gonna put a curl cream on there because it's easier for someone without curly hair to omit the curl cream than it is for someone with curly hair to add on another product to this list. So I know this isn't everyone's bathroom cabinet, so you can modify yours as needed. I'll give a really simple method for using the right order, swapping things out, adding, taking away for your specific needs. So let's divide these products into 2 groups. We're gonna group them into in the shower products and out of the shower products. So stick around to the end because I am gonna go over some exceptions to these rules when you might change the order around based on your hair condition. But for the most part, this method is going to be right for most people. In the shower, the first 2 will be obviously your shampoo and conditioner. Now, I realize that this should be simple. It goes shampoo, then conditioner, but that's almost a controversial statement now with all these YouTube videos out there, maybe saying you gotta apply conditioner first and then you gotta shampoo, or you should never use shampoo, just condition your hair. Look, I'm not gonna get into the no poo debate right now. I have a whole other video on no poo if you wanna go check it out. I'll link to it in the description. It may work for you, it may not, but this video is meant for the masses, and for most people, the order is shampoo and then conditioner. So you wanna be sure you're using each of these correctly. Now, I have an entire other video again on how to wash your hair correctly, so I'm not gonna cover all those details here. I don't want this video to run on forever. Be sure to go check that one out, or you might be using the right order, but the wrong execution, which can make you think you're doing everything else wrong. After you shampoo and condition, if you have a hair mask, this is when you'll use it. Hair masks are phenomenal for healing damaged hair, rebonding, maybe high porosity, broken cuticles. So if you struggle with damage or high porosity, a mask can be very helpful. Now, a hair mask is sort of one of those hybrid products. You can use it in the shower, or you can use it on damp hair out of the shower. You can even let it sit in your hair overnight if you want to, but typically you're gonna use a hair mask after you condition and you're going to apply it to wet hair. I'm just gonna share how I use a mask. I use a hair mask once every 1 to 2 weeks. I use it in the shower after I condition, and I leave it in for 10 to 15 minutes. Now, you may be asking,
what are you doing in the shower while your mask sits in for 10 to 15 minutes?
Since it's only a once every 1 to 2 week thing, I take that time to manscape, you know, trim the hedges, if you will. So once I'm done with that, it's been about 10 minutes and I can rinse the mask out. But if you aren't someone who worries about the deforestation of yourself, you can always put the mask in, get out of the shower, come back, rinse it out. I tend to just do it in the shower to knock it out all at once. I don't want to get out, dry off, go back, get wet again, like just do it all at one time. If you don't use hair masks, well then you don't have to worry about any of that. These are my in the shower products with the mask as a hybrid use. Let's talk about out of the shower products. So I'm gonna give the order first for the vast majority of people, and then I'm gonna cover some exceptions that might change the order. But for most people, after you shampoo and condition, maybe a mask, maybe not, you should apply a leave-in conditioner. This is going to seal in all the conditioning goodness that you just put on in the shower. And then potentially you're going to add some hair oil to the ends of your hair. If you put a leave-in, sort of your mids, and an oil on the ends, you're good to go. Now, why would you only want to oil the ends of your hair? Because this is where moisture escapes. Think of it like a straw with the top of the straw being covered and the bottom of the straw being open. Moisture is always going to escape because it's technically a hole on the ends of your hair. So if you apply some oil to the ends, it helps your ends not get damaged. It helps prevent split ends. It helps prevent sort of like that healthy scalp, dry ends type of look. So applying oil to your ends is really, really healthy. If you have curly or wavy hair, then after you do that, you would apply the curl cream last before you go on and do your scrunch method or diffuse your hair. Now let's say you're wanting to use a blow dryer to define your waves. So like when would you apply the heat protectant? So one trick that I use is that I get an all-in-one leave-in conditioner and heat protectant in one. So my favorite is the all-in-one milk oil from Davines. It's a leave-in, it's a heat protectant, it's a frizz fighter, it's everything in one. I would apply that and then I would apply the curl cream, and then I would go into diffusing. If you aren't diffusing your hair, you're not a curly hair, then you can blow dry your hair still, but you wouldn't do the diffuse method. If you are diffusing, apply the curl cream, scrunch it up several times, then you can start diffusing your hair. So the order would be the leave-in, then a heat protectant or a 2-in-1, then the curl cream, and then you can start diffusing, blow drying your hair. And then at the very end, you can apply the hair oil on the ends of your hair, and then you're good to go. One quick side note is to please use a high quality blow dryer. My go-to is the Leif & Swift. I've been using it for almost a year now. I don't even want to go back to my Dyson Supersonic anymore. It's just better in my opinion. It doesn't get as hot. It still dries my hair just as fast. My favorite feature on the Leif & is the thermo control sensors, which measures heat output 100 times per second to ensure your blow dryer doesn't overheat. And if it does, it's going to shut off so you don't crisp up your hair. Another amazing feature is the auto circulation mode, which automatically rotates between cool, warm, and hot air. So you're not blowing hot air on one part of your head for too long. So it's like a built-in safeguard from heat damage. And it has a 110,000 RPM motor for ultra fast drying wind speed. It's also half the price of Dyson, which is crazy because it's just as good, if not better. And I also have a $20 off code. If you use code TRAV20, you can get an additional $20 off whatever their current pricing is. And ever since I discovered this blow dryer, it's been my go-to. So go pick this up if you're in need of an upgrade. So maybe you have a birthday coming up or there's a holiday right around the corner. Share this video and timestamp with a loved one to drop a hint that, hey, the person watching this video wants you to get them a Leif & Swift linked in the description for their special day. Okay, let's jump back over to the order of products. So to recap, shampoo, conditioner, optional mask, leave-in, heat protectant, curl cream, blow dryer, oil to your ends of your hair. And if you don't have curly hair, you're not blow drying, just cross off curl cream, cross off heat protectant, keep the order the same otherwise. Now, let's talk about some exceptions to this rule because there can be some variations based on your hair's condition. If you have really damaged hair, typically referred to as high porosity hair, and it's wavy curly, so you have curly, anything from 2B to 3C, and it's high porosity, you might want to try the LOC method. This is liquid, oil, curl cream in that order. So the liquid could be water and or a leave-in conditioner. And the idea behind the LOC method is that moisture escapes from high porosity hair really easily. So with the LOC method, you lock in that leave-in and the hair oil with a heavier curl cream. So you're putting the heaviest product on the outside and the lighter products on the inside. So that heavy cream sort of locks it in and makes it hard for it to escape from that high porosity hair. Additionally, another amazing thing you can do for damaged hair is a bonding repair mask, because you don't just wanna like band-aid the issue, which the LOC method kind of does, you want to actually repair the damage. And so a bonding repair mask can help do that. Something like the Redken Acidic Bonding Concentrate. I'll link that in the description. It's a great repair mask that can help repair damaged hair. So if you have the opposite of that, which is low porosity hair, then you might want to try the LCO method, which is liquid or leave-in, cream, then oil. The thinking is sort of flip-flopped, right? If moisture escapes really easily from high porosity hair, then it's really hard to absorb in low porosity hair. So since your hair struggles to accept product and liquid, finishing with a lighter weight product will help that heavier one that you applied first sort of absorb and moisturize your hair. And then that hair oil you apply on the outside can sort of help seal it in. So if you're sitting there like, yo, WTF, what is porosity? Then porosity is basically how easily our hair accepts and retains moisture. And based on your hair type, your hair condition, you may be high, medium, or low porosity. You can go watch my video on hair types and hair conditions if you'd like to learn more about that. I'm not gonna go into the details of porosity right now. But if your hair isn't high or low porosity, then I typically recommend that you follow the order I mentioned above, which is the shampoo, conditioner, optional mask, leave-in spray, oil to your ends. This is sort of the minimum viable dose for healthy hair because you're hitting the trifecta of hair care, which is, if you think about it as a triangle, your scalp, your mids, your ends. Those all need to be accounted for differently because they all sort of function differently. You have your scalp health, which has a mind of its own. Your mids typically are what you use for conditioning and moisturizing, along with your ends, which is where moisture escapes from. So you need to sort of hit all three of those for the hair trifecta. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was helpful. I tried to cover every scenario for most hair types, and I hope that this helped instead of confused you more. If you made it this far in the video, please comment sneaky ninja pandas so I know who the real ones are, who watched until the very end. I'll see you on the comment section, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.